Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look after having a lot of fun creating this 5 jam part. After having a lot of fun creating this 5 jam part, we're going to take a look at how to create the tool pass and prepare this part to be cut on the CNC mill. This one is also going to have tabs on it because it has a regular outline, and we still need to hold it in the clamps on the CNC mill. So we're going to prepare this to cut tabs kind of like we did in part number 4. To begin, we have this part already saved, and we're going to open it up from our H drive. So we're going to go to our ribbon bar at the top, select open, and we're going to select our part, jam number 5, and click open. Once our part loads up, we're going to switch over from our 3D modeling to our cam tab. So I'm going to come across from the top. It says File, Sketch, Inspect, Tools, and Cam. Once you get to the cam tab, click to select it. The first thing we need to do is set this part up. So we're going to go to the Jobs section in our ribbon bar and click on the Setup folder here. Okay, the first thing we need to do once this opens up, remember these tabs, we always work from left to right. And once we're in each tab, we take a look at the stuff that's in them from top to bottom, and maybe we make changes in there. So here, we already have this set on our first tab to stock box point. We're going to click this top of the lower left-hand corner, and we're going to move our origin to there. Once we're finished with that, we're going to go to our second tab where we're going to identify our stock. This selection here, where we always took and changed to no additional stock, here we're going to add stock to sides, top and bottom, and where it says side offset, we're going to change this number here to 0.5, which is a 1/2 inch. However, we also want to remember this top offset here, we're going to change that and make that 0. So just double check. We have add stock to top, sides, and bottom. We have the side offset at 0.5, and we change the top offset to 0. Okay, all these other ones should be 0 here. Going across to our third tab, post-process tab, we're going to take and we're going to change the 1001 in here, and we're going to change that to your last name and 5 jam. Okay, once we have that done, we're going to go down to the bottom in this menu and click OK. And now we have our part identified. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to rotate this a little bit, and we want to rotate this a little bit just so we can see the bottom area inside of our pockets here. Okay, once we have that, you can either press escape to let go of the rotate tool or click the rotate icon on the right hand side in the navigation bar. Okay, once we have that rotated, we're going to come up to the top in our 2D milling area, and we're going to select 2D pocket. We're going to identify our tool, and remember we're going across all of these tabs from left to right, and we're going to make some changes from top to bottom in here, and we're not going to click OK till after we finish the last tab. We're going to identify our tool, so click the tool button, and here we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and we're going to go to Butler MS Tool Library, and we're going to select tool number 1, 1/8 inch flat end mill, and click select. That shows us our icon of our tool right here. Next, we're going to go across to our second tab, and this is where we're going to identify our pockets. So we're going to come in here, and I want to select the bottom surface of each one of these big holes that are in my part. There's 4 of them. Make sure you're selecting the big hole, not the little one. I also want to take and select this surface for this little ledge that goes around our part. Okay, once we have those selected, the big bottom of each one of these pockets here for each one of these 4 holes and this top ledge surface, we're going to go across to our next tab where we're going to establish our heights. And just like in our other ones, we're going to come down and we're going to select stock top and change these to 0.2. Stock top and 0.2, stock top and 0.2. Okay, so these top three, clearance height, retract height, feed height, are all stock top and 0.2. Let's go across to our fourth tab. This is where we're going to take and we're going to take multiple depths. So I'm going to click the checkbox here for multiple depths, and we're going to change this maximum roughing step down, highlight that number that's in there, and we're going to change this to 0.188, so 3/16 of an inch. Okay? We're going to scroll down just a little bit, and we're going to uncheck the box that says stock to leave, because we want it to cut right up next to our edges. Then we're going to go across to our final tab, which is the fifth tab over, our linking tab. In the leads and transitions section, I want to uncheck lead in. I want to uncheck lead out, so these boxes are unchecked. I'm going to change my ramp style here from helix to plunge. Once I have those selections made, click OK. Next, we're going to contour around the outside edge of this part. Okay, so we're going to come up to our 2D milling area again, and we're going to select, let's drill our holes first. So we're going to drill our holes. That's in the drilling section right here. Let's drill our holes, and then the final thing that we're going to do is the contour. We're going to identify our tool again. Now the reason we're doing this is because if you look at the numbers that are down here, even though it says 201 1/8 inch flat, that's what we're selecting. Do you see how this red number is here? We want to clear those out. So select the tool button, scroll all the way down to Butler MS Tool Library, and re-identify tool number 1 1/8 inch flat, and click select. Okay, see how that cleared the red numbers out down here? Now let's go apart and click our surfaces that we want for our holes. I'm going to come in, since we're still rotated, I want that little hole inside each one of those 4 pockets that we just cut. Okay, they're identifying those little holes. Then we're going to come across to our next tab, establishing our heights, and here we're going to select stock top and change the offsite height to 0.2. Stock top and 0.2, and stock top and 0.2. Our final tab over here, our linking tab, it says it's the drilling cycle, and we're going to rapid retract out. That's exactly what we want, so we're going to click OK. Okay, now that we have the pocket done, now that we have the drilling done, now we're going to take and we're going to contour this cut. So 2D contour, we're going to click there. We're going to identify our tool again. You see these red numbers here? We need these to not be red. Red numbers are bad. So we're going to identify our tool, click the tool button, scroll down to the bottom, Butler MS Tool Library, 1/8 inch flat, click select. Then we're going to go across to our next tab, where we're going to have our contour selection for our geometry. Now when I select this, I want the bottom back edge of my part. Okay, make sure you're not on the top edge. I want that bottom back, bottommost edge, and click to select it. Okay, while we're here in this tab, we're going to come down and I want to click on the tabs button. Okay. When we click on the tabs button, we can keep them rectangular. That's good. The distance we have at 1 inch. I think that looks a little bit too wide for when we're clamping, so I'm going to take and change this here. Let's try 0.75. That should add a few more tabs for us. Okay, so now we have a couple more tabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Those look pretty good. So let's keep that number at 0.75 for our tabs. Then let's go across to our next, our third tab, where we establish our heights. And once again, stock top 0.2, stock top 0.2, and stock top 0.2. Okay? Once we have those done, go on to your fourth tab, where our multiple passes. Here we're going to take and we're going to come down. And I think everything is going to look okay. We do not need to have anything changed here. We were just checking to make sure that there was not a stock to leave. So if there is a checkbox in here, make sure you uncheck that. Go across to your final tab, linking tab. We're going to come down to where it says lead in, and we're going to uncheck lead in. We're going to uncheck lead out. Okay, and I think we're done now. Let's take and go down to the bottom of this menu and click OK. It's going to generate your toolpaths. And let's take and come on up to the top. Let's go to post process. Make sure this is going into your H drive. If this does not say H://, you're going to click in this gray box here, identify your H drive, click select folder. It already has your name in it, your last name and 5Jam, and click post. Click save. We're going to X out of this file editor, so X out of this window that's up here. And we're going to select simulate. Okay. Once we have simulate identified, we want to make sure that this box for the stock is check marked, and we're going to click play. And it's going to come around and cut our part out. Drill the holes, and then it's going to go down and it's going to contour cut around our part. And you can see those tabs that are down here holding our part inside the block. Okay, that looks great. Let's go up to the top. Oops, sorry. Let's close out of this simulate window. Let's go up to the top, file, orange file in the top left-hand corner, and we're going to go down to save. Okay, now that you have this 5Jam part done and the toolpaths are run, you're ready to cut this on the CNC mill. Let your teacher know that you're ready for the 5Jam part. Excellent. Have a great one, and hopefully your part cuts out well. Make sure you have it clamped in tight, especially for this one.